How are you? Hope, I hope you guys are fine. Welcome to the call, where I pretend that I'm in a call so I don't feel weird when people are looking at me. Oh, you guys. Oh my god, I am on my daily walk. I decided to start very early today, which is very weird because I'm usually waking up at like 9:30, and for some reason I woke up at 8 today. No, actually like at 7:30. So I was like, you know what? Let's be productive. Let's just like start our day, go do our walk, do everything that we need to do, you know, and um, just start, right? And yeah, I did not know that it was this cold. I don't know if you can see this, but there is literal fog everywhere. Anyways, how are you guys? I am gonna try to go live as much as possible. You know, the only weird thing is that um, I don't know how um, wait. I mean, I don't know how loud is my voice right now. So, hi Alejandra, how are you? Alejita, I know. Um, yeah, this is something that I'm trying to do now every day. I have been doing it for like a couple of weeks now. I'm going every day on a walk for like 30 minutes or something, not like 40 minutes. 30 to 40 minutes. I am great. I am. I decided to, um, do some changes. So I am. I have been California sober for like 3 weeks, no, 4 weeks, I think. Actually, I think my last drink was over a month ago. And well, it's not like I really drink a lot. Like I don't drink every day like other people, or like I'm not like going into like bars or anything, you know, or like people who are like, oh, I'm just gonna have like one little cocktail or one little like glass of wine here and there. No, I don't do that. But like when I go out to drink, which is like once a month or once a month and a half, we go all the way out. So for now, I'm actually not gonna be drinking for a little bit. I have been doing a lot of like mocktails and you know, um, like that kind of things. And I decided to start walking, and you know, that's what I'm doing right now. No one needs a heart attack at 40. I mean, it's not like sobriety. I just like it's kind of like weird. It's not like I'm saying that I'm gonna be doing this for the rest of my life. I just like, and honestly, like alcohol like has never really affected my life like ever. Um, but I'm just because I decided that I'm gonna be doing this like fit thing. I was like, well, alcohol is basically liquid calories. So like why was gonna do that? So I just decided not to do that for a little bit. And like a lot of people were asking me the other day, like, I mean, it's the holidays, like, how is that gonna work out? But honestly, it's not that hard when you really think about it. There is only one party, one real party happening, and um, I think we're just gonna go for a little bit, and then um, usually for Christmas, we actually are not like Christmas drinkers. So usually on Christmas it's more about like food and like friends and family, and gift giving and games, and all of that. So we are not like drinkers. And these New Year's, which usually, yes, usually on New Year's we do get like super drunk. We um, decided that we're gonna do something a little bit different this year. So I kind of like it's working out for me because my mother-in-law is visiting. So honestly, there is no like really parties happening for a while. So I think that works out for me. Damn, it is so cold. All right, guys. So now that I already gave like a little bit of like space, so you guys are around. Let's talk about what I know that you want to talk about, which is Bravo T and everything that is happening. There is a couple of things to mention today. Okay. First of all, as you know, Jane Shaw was released from jail um, a couple, I want to say like days, almost like, no, I think it hasn't been a week yet. Is it? I don't know. Anyways, she was released. She, a lot of people were complaining because she was sentenced for 6 years and a half, of prison after committing fraud and stealing money from like the elderly. And she actually served, I think, a little less than half her sentence. So she was supposed to go away for like 2,500 days, and she did 1,050 days, something like that. So, people were being like, what the fuck, and a lot of that was because, like good behavior and, oh, she's, putting a I don't know, like a theater play together or like whatever bullshit you do when you're in jail. So people are like, wait, so you can just like behave in jail and then automatically you get forgiven for like one of the biggest telemarketing scams in the country, you know? Um, I do believe in, rehabilitation, and the whole point of like going to jail, I guess, is that you learn how to, be a part of society again, and that you feel remorseful, and that you do all of that. But I also believe that if they put like a sentence on you, like, don't do the crime if you cannot do the time, basically. You know what I mean? So like it's kind of like a little bit weird that you know they just like, oh, reducing and reducing and reducing and reducing, and then it's kind of like, oh, it's the bad, especially when there are victims involved. you know if this was kind of like something to do with like the IRS or like government, whatever, I will be like, oh, okay, who gives a fuck, right? But like these are actual victims, like elderly people who, if I'm right, I think some people even unalive themselves because they lost everything to this scam. So why are we allowing her to, you know, cut her time? Now, she's not completely free. It has already been said that she's still under federal supervision. And I think she's going to go into like one of those halfway homes, whatever things. And so I guess she has to report for the rest of her sentencing. And I don't know much about how that works here in the United States, to be honest. But still, she's free. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I think it's a little bit weird. I think she should have stayed the whole sentence and really think about what she did. You know, I know that she's paying restitution. I don't remember how much it was. I think it was like either $3 or $6 million or something like that that she had to like pay back. But you know, people who are no longer here, like the the thing is already done, you know. So, child, girl, that's why no one can get out this early. It's so cold, and I'm literally in like shorts and a t-shirt. Um. Anyways, let's. I wanna see. How do I? Okay. Uh, I'm just gonna put ask a question. If you guys have questions, just ask in the little sticker. Okay. So, anyways, so that's what I'm thinking. You know, um, I. Oh, yeah. Before we continue, guys, I want to remind you. I'm told everyone yesterday, but like you know, I'm gonna be doing the announcements every day because a bitch has to survive. I'm officially not monetized, but now I'm allowed to at least receive like super chats, super stickers, and super thanks. And it's a great way for you guys to support me and my channel. You know, I'm still not monetized. I'm literally not making any money from like any of my podcasts or my videos or anything on this channel, you know, and there is no response of what is going to happen with the other channel yet. So because of like our hard work, you know, you guys support watching my other videos. YouTube approved me to like start receiving those little like super chats and super stickers and you know all of that, which is great. Um, so yeah, and of course, like if you can't send anything, it's completely fine. Just another way of support is just watching, rewatching, and triple watching every single one of my videos, so I can get to the point and the watch hours that I need to, you know, actually get monetized. You know, Dixon Kunz, have you ever seen what Chris Code does to genital work? I haven't. I haven't. But now I'm curious. So after I finish this, I'm definitely gonna be googling it. Chef Annie, hi Chef, how are you? What does she do? Who? Jensha? Well, she was a real housewife of Salt Lake City, and she was there for 3 seasons, and she always had like all of this money and spent all of this ridiculous amount of money. And the truth was that she was working on a telemarketing scheme that basically was the biggest telemarketing scheme in the United States, and she was literally stealing money from the elderly. So like her company will target like elders and people with like disabilities, you know, and all of that. And basically just kind of like reach out and sell them like fake subscriptions or fake shit, and then like kind of like lock them in on one of those credit card scams that you cannot get out, you know. And she will like be collecting money like every month for like years. And you know, it was all kind of like subscriptions, like people will pay from like I don't know 4.99 to like hundreds of dollars, you know, a month. And then if they would try to like quit or unsubscribe or whatever, it was basically impossible to do. So a lot of people definitely lose her money, you know, their money. What do you think of Amanda on Beverly Hills? Okay, so yes, my girls of Beverly Hills. What do I think? I have a couple of things in my mind. You know, first of all, we have to keep it real, girl. You know, she screams new money, okay, which is it could be refreshing or it could be weird because Real House of Beverly Hills is basically known for their money. You know, you have people who have real money. Okay, Kyle Richards has real money. Sutton Stracke has real money. Um, of course, Jennifer Tilly. Of course, Kathy Hilton, Rachel So. Like they have all of these big, big, big amount of money, right? The only ones that don't have money is, of course, Dorit Kemsley and, of course, Erica Jane, right? So, but in general, Beverly Hills move into that area of like being like a little bit snobby. You are like super millionaires, but it's a different kind of millionaire than from Miami or from the other franchises. And they keep everything to themselves. It's very private. It's very fakey. So um, when you have someone like Amanda, which is clearly that she has new money and she's just like loud and she's just like, I'm just gonna like do whatever I want to do and I'm not gonna be following these Beverly Hills rules, it could be refreshing, but she needs to play it in a smart way. Why? Because you do not want to cross these people with real money, okay? Money at the end of the day is just paper here. What really counts is your power, your connections, and how you relate with everyone, right? So you have to create those little things if you want to survive in Beverly Hills, right? So if she comes too aggressive, she immediately is going to be like, "Oh no, like I am not gonna like uh, I'm not gonna be playing with this girl because what is people going to be saying?" I know in her mind again, she's giving me Brandy Glanville vibes. You know, she's giving me that kind of like, oh yes, I'm just gonna say whatever I want. I don't care about these people and these rules and all of that. But like, I don't like. She's not gonna change the whole show just by herself. So she needs to be very strategic because otherwise she's just gonna be another one-hit wonder, and she could like be lost with like 8.5 or Diana Jenkins. You know what I mean? And even Diana Jenkins and 8.5 have like real money. You know what I mean? Now, another thing that worries me is that, every single time that there is a new housewife, I reach out to them, right? I'm very much kind of like giving them a welcome. I'm not, me guys, I'm not here to like be, oh my God, give me all the tea. Like I need to know everything. No, I support Bravo. I love Bravo. I love Housewife, and I want to help them to like become their better, self and to be the real housewife that they could potentially be. So I reach out to every single new housewife when they're announced or whatever, and I'm like, hey, how are you? My name is Andy. Welcome to the Bravo community. Get ready. Like your world is about to change. Like this is something that she is probably has never experienced because being on Bravo is not like being on a random reality TV show, and being on Real Housewife is not like being on any reality TV show. So the fandom, the everything, it gets very complicated sometimes. So I was like, kind of like, if you need anything, I'm here for you, let me know, blah, blah, blah. So I think she didn't answer me right away. And like some days later, she just was like, oh, that's sweet. Thank you. Which I was like, okay, I mean, she doesn't know me, like whatever, right? And then when it was announced that Erica Jane's lawyer was being accused of stealing money from a COVID relief program to send it to Erica Jane, I took that article and I sent it to some of the ladies, and of course I sent it to her, right? And her reaction and her message to me was like, "Oh, actually, I don't want to read that, or I don't want to know anything about that because Erica Jane is one of my closest best friends, so I'm not interested." And I'm like, "Girl, you have to understand that now you are past this whole friends not friends. First red flag right here is the fact that you are telling me that you are BFF with Erica Jane. Okay? I think being part of the show, you are allowed to be friendly with Erica Jane or like, with any of the ladies. But if you're gonna come here and give completely blind loyalty to someone, you have to be careful. Because these ladies would literally chew you up at any given moment. So, anyways, that was kind of like the first thing, and then my reply was very much kind of like, look, I know that you think these girls might be your friends, and that's fine. You can have your own relationships. But don't be giving blind loyalty to people that you don't know, okay? And when you receive these kind of things, you have to be in the know. Even if you support Erica, you need to know what is going on. Because if something happens, and let's say Erica end up being, I don't know, sent to jail or whatever, something bigger happen, the people who are relating to her will be going down with her as well. You know what I mean? So I was kind of like, you just need to be in the know. I mean, this whole thing of like, oh my God, I'm just gonna walk like a horse, and like, I don't see anything, I don't hear anything. That doesn't work out, you know. So I was just be careful. You have to know what is happening with your fellow housewives, especially when it comes to legal stuff, because we have seen this on every franchise, that the housewives who support housewives who end up in very big legal messes, well, their reputation end up going down. And I'm so sorry, but like, she's not a seasoned housewife, so she needs to know what is happening out there. You know what I mean? So that kind of like, all of those interactions is starting to feel a little like red flaggy to me. I am not gonna like go against her or anything, but I'm gonna see how she progress as a housewife. But it's just something that I definitely keep in mind, because it's kind of like, why from all of these housewives you will choose the most trashy to be BFF, the one with the biggest scandal, the one with the biggest controversy. You are about to be a real housewife. That is a huge title. And like, you should be getting close to like Carl Richards, Rachel So, Kathy Hilton, Sutton Struck. Like, that should be your go-to. Not freaking Erica Jane with her 25 million lawsuits, and all of that. Good morning, Ben Schmidt. Good morning, Julie Born New. Have you been in the know? You have to be in the know. Yes. Yeah, just know. Just know. I'm not saying that she has to like turn on Erica Jane, but you have to definitely know what is happening. And I think this applies to like everything, not even just Real Housewives, like regular friends. I'm so sorry, but if one of your friends is being accused of committing all of these frauds and stealing money and blood money and all of that, I will take a step back. I will be like, okay, I can see you socially, and I will be nice to you until wherever your situation is resolved. But I don't need to be going around defending you, and being a spokesperson for you. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's just the way I think. But on a show like Real Housewives, now you are a public figure. Now you have a platform. It's even more complicated. You know what I mean? Okay, so that's that. Girl, did you watch the rumors? The rumors and the nastiness that Nene Leaks is returning to Bravo. Girl, so we don't know if this is true or not. As you know, Real Housewife Ultimate Girls Trip is back, which I'm loving. You know, it's coming back next season. They're gonna start filming soon, and basically, what they're gonna be doing right now, it's an ultimate road trip, and it's going to be to celebrate the 20 years of Real Housewives. So they're gonna choose a group of top tier housewife from every franchise, and they're gonna go on a road trip to every single one of the cities that Real Housewives have been filmed. Now I don't know if this will include Dallas and Washington D.C., but it will definitely be Salt Lake City, Beverly Hills, Orange County, Miami, Atlanta, Potomac, New York, New Jersey. And so, anyways, that is happening. And now the question is, who will be the ones who are going to be joining? I heard some rumbles through the grapevines, guys, that certain people have already been confirmed. Uh, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, to be honest with you, but I'm just gonna give you one. Um, but this is just like a rumor. So take it with a grain of salt. But I was told that Miss Luan de Lesseps will be part of the show. hmm Yep, which makes a lot of sense. Um, right now, I think it's 8 franchises, so I don't know if they're gonna be choosing only one of each franchise or like how this is gonna be working out. To be very honest, I have no idea. But anyways, I heard that. Now, since a couple days ago, there has been this rumor saying that Nene Leakes will be back. And there are other names like Portia Williams and Giselle Bryan and Monique. And I'm like, okay, um, all of those rumors. Sorry, guys, I'm going through the hill right now. All of those are rumors. So we don't know for sure. We definitely know that Nene Leakes have been working, you know, um, on getting her way in back into Bravo and NBC. And NBC had her, on a Red Event thing, being a host. And I also know that Nene Leakes was supposed to be one of the seasons of the Traders, and I think she had to like decline because something happened with her son. Um, so she's definitely kind of like already back into like NBC Universal, and now she is kind of like working her way back into Bravo. Um, so I wouldn't be surprised. We are celebrating 20 years of Real Housewives, and I think that that will, I mean, we definitely need like top tier housewives of each um, franchise that actually make history. You know what I mean? So, Nene Leakes, it's definitely the obvious choice when it comes to Atlanta, right? I mean, Portia Williams, she is also good. But if it was up to me, I will be going with someone more like Kenya Moore, or, like even Sheree, because Sheree is the only housewife who has been out for like 3 times and always come back as a real housewife, not even as a friend. Um, so we'll see. But I mean, Nene Leakes, that will be insane. Now, if you ask me about the other cities, look, if we have to choose 2 from each franchise. So let's start in Atlanta, for example. So definitely Nene Leakes and Kenya Moore. Then if we go to what is over there, Miami, definitely will have to be like, well, it will have to be like Alexia and Marisol, but they already went on a Ultimate Girls trip, so I don't know if they will make them repeat. But I could also see like, and I'm not a fan of this, but I could see like Larsa Pippen, because she was there from like also like season 1, and maybe like Lisa Hochstein also has been there from the very beginning. So it's a very OG cast. if we go to Potomac, definitely Giselle Bryan. Um, but I will just put like Ashley Darby, because Monique. I mean, yes, Monique gave us like one of the most iconic reunion moments in Potomac history. But is she like a top tier housewife? I don't know. What do you guys think? Um, then we have New York. So I'm sorry for the new girls, but like we definitely need the OGs. So I will definitely will have, of course, Luan de Lesseps, and you know we will probably have to say Ramona, but Ramona, I don't think they're gonna bring her back. Of course, like if this was a really, really celebration, I will bring Bethany Frankel. It's just the way it is. Bethany Frankel is a staple of the Real House of New York, period. You like it or not. So if I was Andy Cohen, I will swallow my pride. If I was Bravo, I will swallow my pride. I will reach out and I will be like, hey, do you want to be part of this celebration? Uh, but I don't think that is gonna happen. Um, so I will have to go with Dorinda. You know, it will have to be Dorinda. But Dorinda also, she literally hosts an Ultimate Girls Trip. So our options are reduced. I'm thinking that it's probably gonna be Carol Ratswell just because she was at BravoCon and all of that. And um, so I think that's going to be like Luan and Carol, but who knows, right? Then we go to New Jersey. I'm so sorry, it will have to be Teresa. It is Teresa. It is Teresa Giudice and only Teresa Giudice. And if you have to pick someone to like be next to her, I don't know. Like I mean, I know you guys are probably thinking Melissa Gorga, but I think I wouldn't be surprised if they end up bringing like Margaret Josephs. And I know I don't like her at all, but it kind of like will make a little bit of sense. But I don't know if Teresa and Margaret will be down to film together. That although that will be messy, you know. Now from there, let's go to the other side, a little bit in the middle. Salt Lake City, easy peasy, Lisa Barlow and Meredith Marks. I'm so sorry. Or Lisa Barlow and probably Heather Gay as well. But Heather already went to an Ultimate Girls Trip as well. So it's probably going to be, I mean, in my mind, it will have to be Lisa Barlow and Meredith Marks. Um, I think that will be very fun to do. Now, back to here to Beverly Hills. I mean, of course, we'll have to say Kyle Richards because she's an OG. However, Kyle was also already in one Ultimate Girls Trip, but some people have been repeating, so like I will have to say there. Now, if this was again me, I will of course also have to bring Lisa Vanderpump. Like that will be just a given. I will be like, I'm sorry, Kyle, but if you want to be part of this trip, you have to, be with Lisa Vanderpump. That right there, girl, can you imagine that cast? It will be insane. It will be crazy. Like the ratings of that show. Imagine a whole road trip through America with any frenemies and enemies and best friends and everything in between. And then, of course, we have um, Orange County, which it will have to be Vicky Gumbelson and Tamara Judge. Period. It will have to be those two because those are the staples. Of course, I would love Shannon Bedore as well. Vicky has been on 2 trips, and one was Marrakesh that we never got to see. So this could be kind of like you matter kind of situation. And she is literally the OG of the OC of the OGs. So, like, Vicky's Vicky, right? Um, But Tamara has also been on Ultimate Golf Trip before, so like I will put Shannon Bedore. I think Vicky and Shannon will also be a good combination, and that's it. You know, um, if I wanted it to be extra messy, I will definitely include Dallas and Dubai, and Washington. But I never watched Washington, so I really don't know anything about it. From Dallas, I will definitely will bring Leon Locked and maybe Deandra. You know, I think they were like funny. And from Dubai, I will definitely have to bring Chanel Ayan and probably probably Stanbury, probably Caroline Stanbury. You know. Uh, but yeah, I think we will have to wait and see until we get an actual reveal of who is coming. Have to get it done. Sorry, I'm out here. Have an amazing weekend. Have a great weekend, Alejandra. I'm also like very close to my home, so I will finish this live in like the next probably like 5 minutes. Um, so yeah, guys, what do you think? Let me know all of your comments. I know that you guys are missing the actual podcast. The thing is, like right now, there is a lot of things happening in my home, so I have not been able to like really properly sit down and like do the whole thing. So I think I'm gonna wait until 2026 for like a new season. But I'm gonna try to come here, do lives, talk to you a little bit. This will stay as a video anyway, so you're gonna be able, like, if you didn't catch the live, you still are gonna be able to, um, you know, rewatch it. Guys, so tired. I don't know why they invent exercise. Like, we should all just be like naturally skinny and be able to eat whatever the fuck we want to eat and don't have to worry about like pains and like sugar shed and cholesterol and all of that BS. They have to like worry, you know what I mean? I hate exercising. Like, guys, I'm not kidding. I hate exercising. It is like all of my life I hated it. I have been dealing with like overweight from like all of my life, literally all of my life. And when I was, a kid, my parents put me through every single sport that you can imagine. Like, I have done it all, and I hate them all. I hate them all. I hate contact sports. Like, I really am very susceptible Latino moment, guys. Like, I feel pain very hard, like, and I hate pain. So like the whole thing with balls is not my thing, like football, soccer, baseball, volleyball, basketball, all that shit. I hate it, you know, and I did it all. I played tennis, I played softball, I played roller skating, taekwondo. I have done it all, The only thing that I kind of like is swimming, but I hate it. I hated it, And but now you have to do what you have to do. But it's very annoying. It's very kind of like, why do I have to do this? I miss the T. Why did you change the name on your page? Okay, that's a big T. I mean, I would kind of like recommend to go and watch the first video on this channel where I explain everything in there. But basically, YouTube decided to demonetize my original channel, and and I have been fighting with them for 6 months because there is no actual reason of why that will happen. I didn't have like any copyrights, any strikes, nothing. And the only thing that I could do was just to create a new channel. So I created this new channel and I'm trying to bring everyone from the other channel here, but it's very hard. You know, on my other channel, I have like 34,000 subscribers, but YouTube, they don't have an option to like reach out all of your subscribers, you know, to like send a message and being like, hey girl, you know, this channel is not working anymore, so like come to my new channel. They don't do that. So um, so I'm stuck, you know. So I kind of like do random little videos on that other channel telling people to come here. But because it is demonetized, they don't even advertise those videos. They don't push them, you know. So a lot of people, they never receive those videos. So that's why I'm here like fighting with my nails to get this channel monetized and to get this channel and basically starting from zero, you know. I think it was a coordinated attack because a couple weeks after that happened with my YouTube channel, my TikTok was also attacked and it was also taken down. And I already had like 30,000 followers on that TikTok as well. And I had to start from zero all over again. But you know what? What doesn't kill you make you stronger, bitch. Um, where are you? I live in Los Angeles, Chris. All right, guys. So go follow me on Instagram if you want to know more, or on TikTok you can find me as Bravo by the Real Andy, and of course subscribe here. All right, guys. I love you.